Hello, sir. Please state your name.
My name is Christopher Ryan Smith.
Okay, and where are you from, Chris?
From San Diego, California.
Okay, and what college did you go to?
I went to San Diego State University.
Okay, and how long were you in South Korea teaching English?
I was in South Korea for approximately 1 year.
Okay, and now how long have you now been back in America?
I've been back in America since March, which is now about 7 months.
Okay, and why did you go to Korea?
I went to Korea for a sense of adventure. After I got out of college, there wasn't a lot of jobs available here in San Diego, especially for teachers, which is what I ultimately wanted to be. So a professor of mine at San Diego State had told me that he worked in Korea as a teacher once he got out of college, that there was a lot of opportunities there, and that if I was the kind of guy that wanted to travel and might enjoy that I should look into it. So being that I'd always wanted to travel, certainly wanted a job, and definitely wanted a job related to what I wanted to do, teaching, I pursued it and ended up signing on with a company in Korea and working there for a year.
All right, great. And what were some good things about your Korean experience?
My Korean experience was something that was so different for the normal track of my life. It was kind of out of character for me to do something like that. The fact that I went abroad and lived on my own in a place I had never been, amongst people who I didn't know, and a culture I wasn't familiar with, and a language I didn't speak, was certainly a new challenge and adventure for me. And that alone made the whole journey and the whole process of my time in Korea worth it. I came back feeling like a more dynamic person, like a more cultured person, someone who had seen the world a little more. And also I think just getting out of the American bubble and seeing a place outside of the Western Hemisphere and how we do things here was valuable. So I think the most important thing I take away from my Korean experience is just that, the experience of it and the various memories and new wisdom and knowledge that goes along with that.
Okay. What were some difficulties during your time in Korea?
Difficulties, to be honest, if you're there for any extended period of time, you're going to go through quite a few. Mine in particular were just little things like the language. If you go, I really advocate learning the language, getting used to speaking conversational Korean, at least the things that'll help get you by. Hello, thank you, goodbye, take me here please, I'd like this. Just general conversational phrases. Many times I was out and about, and if I simply had the right words to say in Korean, my experiences would have gone a lot smoother, and there would have been a lot easier communication between me and fellow Korean, but because I didn't know the language that well, it hurt. Other difficulties you might run into, finding stuff a little different. There's not a lot of trash cans in public, so you kind of just have to like hold your trash or find somewhere to throw it on the street that's legal.
I hated that.
Yeah. The deodorant is not readily available. Large bath towels are not readily available. Showering in your bathroom and having your whole bathroom just get soaked is something you'll have to get used to, but not that bad. And the weather, it gets cold in the winter. And I mean real cold.
So and hot and humid in the summer.
Hot and humid.
Oh,
if you've ever been to New England for any of their seasons, I think it's kind of similar to that. Maybe a little colder in the winter though. But for a Southern California kid like myself, where we're used to 70 and sunny all the time, it was actually kind of a fun change. So I actually enjoyed that. But yeah, language, a few items and American things that you're going to have to go without. Food in particular, there's going to be some foods that you just can't get there that you're going to be missing from here. Mine was burritos. But you deal with it. Korean cuisine is delicious. I fell in love with kimchi and bulgogi and some of their dishes, so you'll definitely find your substitutes. And I'm not that adventurous food-wise, and I found that I really enjoyed the food, and I'm missing it now that I'm back here in America. So if you can go and deal with a few of the minor inconveniences and be adaptable, you'll be just fine.
Okay. And I wanted to comment with the language thing. the website www.talktomeinkorean.com is a fantastic place to learn Korean. It's where I learned the majority of that language. It seems like you answered a lot of my other questions here. Is there anything else that you found you couldn't buy in Korea that you wanted to buy at times? You said bath towels and deodorant.
Yeah, those were the two things that I could not find. I wanted a big bath towel to wrap up in after I got out of the shower when it was cold, and just could not find it. Did end up finding it at one of the big department stores. And you'll find that if there's something you can't find there, if you have family from back home, typically they can ship it to you. Or you can make do and find something else in Korea that'll work just fine. If you want English movies or video games, you may have to have those kind of things shipped over. I found though that there was nothing I really lacked while I was there. I had everything I needed. I lived comfortably. I lived what you might consider a Western quality of life while I was there. So I certainly didn't lack anything. And anything I couldn't find, I could either have shipped or I could make do without.
Okay. Any personality traits that you would recommend for new teachers going to Korea?
Easygoing. If you are an easygoing type of personality and kind of take the punches as they come and can just roll with things, I think you'll do very well in Korea. If you're the type that's a planner, you like to know everything ahead of time and what's going to unfold, may not be the best situation for you. You are going to get thrown a lot of curveballs there. I know I did. And the people that succeed the best there, from what I saw, were the ones that could take everything in stride, understood that it was an adventure, that things were going to change almost on a daily basis, and actually make the best of that situation. And a lot of times that can be very fun and exciting, and being in a new country every day is a new experience. So I would say easygoing and flexibility would be the two personality traits that would do best in Korea.
Okay, and do you have any fun stories or any last pieces of advice you'd like to share?
Fun stories. Okay, I have to share this story because it's like my big Korean story that I tell all my friends. And I think you know this, Corey.
Oh, okay.
When I was in Korea, I started playing basketball. It's one of my favorite things to do back home, and to be able to get to do it there was a treat. So I met up with these guys. We played at a gym. We got together twice a week to play ball, just horse around, have fun. And eventually they wanted me to join a team through this organization called Manam, which was a somewhat charitable type organization that brought together foreigners and Koreans for activities and charity events. Good people, fun environment. And so eventually they invited me to this tournament to play basketball in Seoul. And I was really excited. I wanted to play basketball. It was a tournament. It was supposed to be big time. We were getting uniforms, the works. So long story short, we get on a bus. We go to Seoul with the team and the guys in the group. We all get our uniforms. We're staying in a really nice hostel in Seoul. It was a Friday night. We were all just going to kind of go out in Seoul, and then Saturday was the day of the tourney. So I was really tired the night of. I remember just sleeping. And the next day, we get up and get on the bus, and we're going to the tournament. And as we get closer to where the tournament is supposed to be at, I noticed that we're getting very close to Seoul Olympic Stadium, where they held I believe, the 1988 Olympics. And I was kind of remarking how the stadium was so big and impressive, and wouldn't it be cool to play somewhere like that, And sure enough, the bus gets off on the exit to the stadium, and I'm very confused, and I think maybe there's some small gym or athletic complex near the stadium or in the parking lot. And then I get more confused when we get off the bus and we start walking towards the stadium with the team. And now I'm just uncertain of what's going on. And sure enough, lo and behold, the tournament itself is at the stadium. And it's to capacity. The stadium is full. There's 100,000 people milling about from all over the world, all cultures, races, ethnicities, everybody. It's unbelievable. It's a world gathering. It really felt like an Olympics. And long story short, because I could get into it more, we ended up playing basketball in front of 100,000 people.
I was in the audience there.
Corey was there. I didn't know you were there at the time.
I don't know if we were friends at the time.
Oh, we were.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't know each other was going. So we go, and it ended up being a church-related event for a local church in Korea,
Yeah, that was kind of
which
bad.
me or Corey did not know about at the time.
No.
Once again, being flexible and rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
We just kind of laughed it off and had a beer later and talked about it and laughed about it. But I did get to play basketball in Seoul Olympic Stadium in front of 100,000 people, and then I went home after that with a great story to tell. And to this day, no one really believes me. But I have Facebook pictures.
And I actually have my own YouTube video about that, my opinions about that scenario. It was a very interesting day in the Seoul Olympic Stadium, that's for sure.
Definitely.
All right, well, thanks for sharing your thoughts, Chris. And if you'd like to repeat Chris's experience and get a job teaching English in South Korea, send your resume to InstructAsia@gmail.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.